Talk about the bridge interface a little bit. Before we do, let's make sure that your interface looks like mine. Right now I'm in the one called Essentials, and if yours is looking different than mine because you have set it up the way that you want, I would suggest that you create a new workspace and name it for you. That will save the way that you have it right now. And then after that, click Reset Workspace. And your Essentials will basically be looking at mine. It's completely customizable, and that's one of the nice parts about it. You have a bunch of preset workspaces. In fact, if you drag this little bar right here, you can have those come out, and let's take a quick look at them. This is our Essentials workspace. This is a film strip workspace. Let me kind of give you an idea of how that looks. If I flip over here between favorites and folders and click on folders, I can go into my hard drives and take a look at the various folders in there. And so as I click on a folder, the images will appear down here, and then I can either click or use my arrow keys to go through the various images and other files that are in that folder. In the Essentials, basically you get a little thumbnail view of each, and your preview over here a little bit smaller. You have a metadata view, which is more focused on the data that's saved with your file. You have a keyword view. If you're setting up keywords, you can view your keywords in this one. You have a preview mode, which basically gives you a lot of room, and then a light table mode, which is like a slide, old 35mm slide light show. And here's your folders mode. Going back to Essentials, as I mentioned, they are completely customizable, and so you can have any of your windows show up. If you go up into your Windows menu, you can see various windows that are turned on or turned off. If they're checked, they're turned on. If they're unchecked, they're turned off. And if you need more room for a particular panel, you'll notice that if you move your cursor directly over one of the dividing lines between the panels, you can adjust the size of those panels. If I wish to have, say, collections nested inside a different panel, you'll notice that as I drag it up, the panel gets highlighted that it will be nested into, and so now my collections are up there. I think I'll put it back where I had it though. If you wish to have a panel just by itself, you can drag it down. When you get to this blue bar right in between, you can drop it there. So now that's sitting in its own separate panel. If you double click on a tab, it will collapse that panel and give you more room for others. All right. The spaces between panels can also be adjusted easily. Once again, your cursor will turn into a double arrow, which will allow you to move that panel. Also, would like you to note that down at the bottom here, there is a slider, and that slider allows you to view your pictures either larger or smaller in the thumbnail view. Now, as you select images, you'll see that information comes available on them. I think I'll move this over and get a bigger preview over here. And so you can select an image here. If you double click on an image, that will launch it in Photoshop. If you right mouse button click in an image, you can open it with other programs that are on your computer. You also have the ability to show in Finder where they are. You can rename a file from right here. In fact, many of the operating system instructions that you would normally do on your desktop, you can also do here in Bridge. So for example, if I wanted to move this image into another folder, say the tutorials folder, if I drop it on that folder, that image will be physically moved over into the tutorials folder, which is very helpful too. Now you can select more than one file. For example, if you hold down the Shift key after you've selected your first image and click on an image further down, all the files in between will be selected. However, notice that your preview window can only display 9 items. And so if you've selected more than that, you'll get this message over here saying 24 items selected, or however many that you did select. So that's a brief overview of the Bridge interface. If you've made changes and you want to save those changes, you would come up here and click on a new workspace, and I'll call this one Nathan's Essentials. And I can save that, and now you'll notice that Nathan's Essentials are right up here. So here's the default Essentials, but all the changes that I've made and customized are saved right here. I think that's everything I wanted to cover in this one.